up, guys? This is Josh from Casket Comics, coming to you with the weekly comic releases for March 20th, 2024. So let's get right into it. We'll start out with Army of Darkness Forever, number 6. It was a really cool issue. I'm still just kind of a little bit done with the story, because you have the 3 different timelines going on, which are interesting. You have the 2093 storyline, which is Ash in the future collecting pages from Necronomicon to try to bring it back together so he can go back home to 1993. You have the 1300 storyline, which is where he left from Army of Darkness, and you have Arthur and his men are now Deadites, and Ash's love from the story is trying to save that world, pretty much. And whereas you have the 1993 storyline, where you have the evil Ash taking over Ash's body in that timeline, and he is now sent out an email with the Necronomicon with the words that we know from Army of Darkness, and and so he's pretty much almost destroyed the 1993 timeline. So I don't know how they're all going to converge. It'll be interesting to see what's going on, but there is some twists and turns by the end of it. Here's a cool splash page from the beginning of the issue. But yeah, like I said, the art's is not my style, and the story's okay, but it's nothing spectacular. I'll finish it up just because I'm this deep into it, but definitely if they make any type of sequel to it, it's not something I'll probably pick up. So, but you know, to each their own. So if you like Army of Darkness, it might be worth giving it a read. See if you like it. That was from Dynamite Comics. So next, starting with Image Comics, we have Walking Dead Deluxe, number 85. I'm not going to show any pages because, once again, it's just the original Walking Dead. We've seen these before. Really good series. Once again, smart of them to continue it. I'll say this week after week when it comes out. Yeah, there's not much more to say about it. Just The Walking Dead. Great series. Next from Image is Tenement number 10. This is the end of the Tenement series from the Bone Orchard mythos. Very, like I've said it before, but I really enjoy the hyper realistic, almost like they took almost a Scanner Darkly, how they kind of digitalized, like it almost looks like digitalized human faces and stuff to make it. Art's very unique in it. It's been a really unique story. It's just a great finale. Interesting read. Once again, it would be one of those where I would really like to go back and read 1 through 10 all in one sitting, because it's just such a complex story. So, but yeah, definitely recommend it if you're into that type of stuff with like ancient gods and just that kind of craziness. All right, next from Image, we have Spawn 351. This is continuing the story from 350, obviously. Big twist ending. I'm going to give a spoiler for that, so if you don't want to know what happened in the last issue's ending, maybe fast forward until you see the next comics Image up here. But at the end of Spawn 350, we realized that Earth has pretty much entirely become a green zone, to where none of the hell or heaven have their powers. And so pretty much it takes place 2 months after 350, and now the heaven and hell agents have lost all their powers. The vampires are starting to take over, led by Blood. And you pretty much pick up with Spawn trying to lure Blood out, or his men out, and kind of Spawn re-establishing himself that he's still alive. So here's a really good shot of Spawn. And this is the art for the new one, with a new artist. And it's really, really great art. One thing I really love about this comic is it is still only $2.99. They love to push that, but I mean, it's a good reason to push, considering most comics today are $4.99, $5.99, even up to $7.99. So yeah, so the fact that it's still that cheap is awesome. And you have some really cool fight scenes with Spawn, some good just action shots. Just another good Spawn issue. I mean, this keeps me going. Leaves with another little bit of a cliffhanger, an introduction of a character who I'm not sure who it is, because once again, I've been out of Spawn for a long time, and Spawn has a lot of history. So I'll be interested to see who it is in the next issue and see some more stuff about it. So yeah, Spawn 351, definitely pick it up. Next from Image is Kill Your Darlings #7. As I've said week in and week out about this comic, it's just really awesome. Great art. Really good story. I really also like the connecting the cover here. Really cool. So this story pretty much picks up with Rose and Elliot, who is now released from the darkness. It had taken him over in the previous issues. It's now released him because it doesn't feel like it needs him anymore. And it's just pretty much them retreating. Rose realizing some more of the depth of her powers, that she has a lineage connected to witches. And her pretty much taking her people in her kingdom that she had created when she was a child, this imaginary world that actually is real, that she's created because of her powers. She's pretty much trying to save its civilians from this darkness. And so it's them kind of retreating, and you get to see just the harsh reality of her not being able to save everybody. But at the end, she gives like this ravaging speech of, you know, we're going to come back and we're going to win. So great issue. Continues, like I said, the artist of this, I'm definitely going to talk to them about getting a commission of the character of Rose. Just like I said, I love the art, love the story. Definitely highly recommend it. If you have not read this, pick it up from the beginning if you can. I think there's some second printings out there. Definitely read it. And also, how can you say no to like one of the best characters in this story is, I think it's right on that page, is her little Aussie elephant friend, Wallace. How can you say no to that? Come on, he's awesome. So yeah, so that's Kill Your Darlings #7. Next, going into IDW Comics, we have Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees #4. This issue, we got kind of a revelation at the end of the issue of who the killer might be. This one we open with the town kind of just being, getting narration from Sam the bear, the main character, just how the town is kind of a ghost town since all the murders have happened. And we get Sam actually confronting the killer and revealing that to us that this is truly the killer. I won't say who it is, I'll let you read on. And but by the end of the issue, at the end of the issue, Sam is actually outsmarted and framed from the killer, and Sam is now on the run. Sorry, too many names. So it's kind of the worst fear for Sam of what could happen, because, you know, the whole thing about her being a serial killer is the fear of her being caught, and now she's pretty much being framed and being hunted. So curious, good ending, curious to see where it's going to go from there. So that was Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees #4. Next from DC Comics, we have John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America #3. I will say, the first 2 issues of the series I really enjoyed. This one kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent from me. I'm sure some people might like it, but it kind of, you know, you ended from last issue from Swamp Thing reforming to this issue following a veteran soldier who is killing people on the border to Mexico. It is very, it makes sense in the context of the story, I guess, but it was a very weird departure from the current storyline of Constantine trying to find Dream's sand, and that was his mission from the first issue. And so he was bringing Swamp Thing back to help him locate some of the stuff. And it just goes into these kind of tangents, and I just wasn't. This comic's always been a bit wordy to me. I love I don't hate reading, but I love the combination of comics that can really tell the stories visually through the art, and you don't have to read, you know, a book to understand the story. And this one kind of fell into that trope really bad. And the end of it I'll still keep getting it just to continue to see where the story goes. But this one was just way too much for me. It was way too over the top. Not even over the top, just way too sporadic, bouncing around. And just, to me, was not a great follow-up. But, you know, like I said, I'll continue to give it a chance. I always do. You get some cool lore in this for American lore and lore from La Llorona. So it's interesting. It was definitely an interesting book. I give it that, but just not my type of book. So that was John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America, number 3. And last but not least, guys, from Marvel Comics, we have Vengeance of Moon Knight, number 3. Vengeance of Moon Knight, number 3 continues the story, and it progresses the showdown between the group that Moon Knight had created, going against this new fake Moon Knight, who we don't even know. You know, there is a chance that this is really Mark Spector still as Moon Knight. Maybe he lost his memory, or maybe it's somebody else's Moon Knight. I have my suspicions, but now that you have the Midnight Mission going against him, you know, it kind of sets up the soldier of this is Soldier's story from the Midnight Mission. Each issue has been one of the Midnight Mission teams. They've been talking to a therapist, and it's just the therapist, hey Freya, this is my cat, or one of my 2 roommates' cats, Freya. But anyways, we're gonna let the cat go. But it's been the teams talking to this therapist and like kind of giving their point of view of what's going on with Mark Spector's death and the current new Moon Knight who's shown up. But Soldier was kind of Mark's number 1, so he feels really guilty, and he feels like it should have been him that died instead of Mark. And it just kind of progresses and shows how that now that Mark's dead, this new Moon Knight's kind of terrorizing the villains. You kind of have almost turf wars going on with the Midnight Mission, and their whole point of starting the Midnight Mission was to protect these people of their local turf. So they're at the point now where they're going to go and face off against, they're going after this new Moon Knight. So great issue. Still some fantastic art from this. Love the images of the new Moon Knight. Curious to see the reveal. I have some some theories, but I'm not going to show them here because I don't want to ruin anything if I'm right. But yeah, great issue. Looking forward to number 4. So that was Vengeance of Moon Knight number 3. With that, guys, that was all the weekly comics. I will point out, I picked up the second cover of Ultimate Spider-Man number 2. It was one of the concept covers. It was really cool, like that. I'll pop it up here. As well as I got the second print of Ultimate X-Men number 1. And with that, I have all 3 of the second prints of the Ultimate number 1s, which will be given out in the contest next week. Next week will be the last week of the month, so which is awesome because we'll be reviewing Ultimate Spider-Man number 3, and I'll be doing the giveaway. We'll just, like I said, so like, comment, subscribe as always, guys. Check that out. Also have a few other variants that I will pop up here. I have the Kill Your Darlings number 7 variant cover, which is really sick. I always love collecting the variants for these. Ryan Stegman's a great artist. Love his stuff. And then I have the Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees number 4 variant. These have been just really cool variant covers that I've also liked to pick up. So with that, guys, that's everything. As always, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and check back here next week for the contest winner. I'll announce the winner, show the comics off a little bit some more, and we'll go through the weekly comics for March 27th and finish the month off. So yeah, guys, as always, keep reading comics. I appreciate it. Thanks.